That's it, people. Get funky. Get funky with the music. That's it. That's it. That's good stuff right from YouTube. And already people are here in the congregation. David Barron is here saying, way to do your karmas. Keep it up. God is great. Thank you, David Barron. Thank you for supporting this digital ashram. And Daniel Mount is here and says Hinduism is a cult. Daniel. Very silly, Daniel. Very funny. That's right, Daniel. I said. That's very funny, Daniel. Trying to get a rise out of me, Daniel? You trying to get a rise out of me, Daniel? Fry says, hey, Amish. Fry, what's up, baby? Daniel, you know that I call out all cults, even if they're part of any religious institution. We have a big Shambhala expose coming. Don't think I'm going to go sleep on the Hindus and the Buddhists, because we're going to attack anyone who's in a cult. That's it. And that's it. And that's it. Welcome to the service. Check out the new graphics. Pretty sexy, eh? Pretty sexy new graphics. Well, no, these aren't even new graphics. There's new graphics, too. I'll show you in a second. Not even graphics. We got a little montage. You know what I'm saying? We're always trying to upgrade for the community. We're always trying to upgrade the service for the community. If that's you, the congregation, the loving congregation. We want to make sure we're always getting closer and closer and closer and closer to God, right? Right? And that's what we're always working on. So make sure you come on in, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Bogdan Luchin says Hinduism is the best cult. That's the right attitude, brother. That's it. Make sure y'all are getting funky with this music, though. This music is tight. You know, and you know YouTube probably isn't paying shit for this. I mean, it's part of their YouTube catalog, but they're probably, you know, damn. Like, look at this middle part of the song. It's rips. This is a copyright-free song. This is a banger fucking track. Dude, 75 and lower is the track title by DJ Williams. Shout out to DJ Williams. God damn! You know, this song really shows you that... It's like, what is this life? What is this dance of life? That's what it's saying. Make sure you dance in life, people. Make sure you're dancing in life. And that's it. You know what I actually thought was very impressive recently? What I found very impressive? I saw some boxers and they fight on the way to the ring. I said, God is great. That's great. Neil says, hello, Neil. Thanks for staying up, baby. Listen, today's guest, we got a 3-time MLMer coming onto the service today. We got a 3-time MLMer. We're going back to the roots, baby. 3-time MLMer coming on the service. We're doing some great karmas today, so make sure you hit the like. Wish yourselves love and joy. Fry says, are video games a cult? That's an interesting question. I mean, Fry, you're taking us into deeper philosophical territory, because at that point, then you say, you know what, Yuval Harari, he wrote a great book called Sapiens, incredible book. And I saw him in an interview one time, and they were saying something about religion. Like, they were like, well, isn't religion over? Religion's done. And Yuval Harari's like, oh, if religion is done, but what are movies and video games? They are nothing but a belief system upon which to operate in life, and that is nothing but a cult and a story and a religion to occupy the mind and give your life a meaning and a purpose in life. So yeah, video games could be, because the thing about video games, you know, is that they really do kind of look like that kind of you know, how do you, this is some deep territory you got us into, didn't you? You got us in some deep territory, didn't you? Hold on. Let me get let's go out into the universe. I'm just going to go back to my loving kindness class over here to talk about this, because this is a very deep point that you brought up here, Fry. Fry, eh? Are you Fry, like the TV show? The science fiction where they go to space, Simpsons, but Space Simpsons. Same guy who made Simpsons, but they made this. It's a banger TV show. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, are video games a cult? It's interesting. You know, it is. These are the kinds of questions I've been asking myself here producing this show. Because today we have a guy on who's been in 3 MLMs. Tomorrow we have a guy on the show who almost converted to Islam, went back to Catholic. You know, these are all like, this is belief systems. Underneath it all is belief systems. Now, with a movie and a TV show and like all that stuff, they are belief system correcting mechanisms, because what we are taught, even as a screenwriter, and you know that I am a Canadian Screen Award winner. Let me just wait over here. My award's right over here. Here we go, right here in Source Energy. Someone was telling me to like bring this up with Stephanie Landry and be like, hey, show her your trophy. And it's like, guys, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? You have a lady over, don't show them a trophy. Just have it around. You can't be like, hey, hold on, I got to show you something, and then go get the trophy. It's like, come on, man. What are we doing in the culture, people? What are we doing in the community, huh? But anyway, the point is that, yeah, like, it gets into tricky territory, because what is a cult? What we're learning more and more here on Cult Rehab, as we see more people and do more interviews and help more and do more of these incredible karmas, the more karmas you do, the more open, the closer you get to God. You get closer and closer to God with every karma. And because you learn something. Because what makes a true karma is like a full process. It is, by the end, it is an ego death. And the video games provide that, just like the movies provide that, and just like the TV shows provide that. And every time you do an ego death on someone through a story, through a video game, whatever it is, by taking them as the person engaging with that story through your journey, you're taking them on a system. It is a spiritual system. Really, you could say it's a spiritual improvement systems. All stories, including video games, spiritual improvement systems. But then also, that's what the cult leaders are all selling. This is the big issue, where the cult leaders basically are like, yeah, I have human efficiency systems, higher efficiency with God unity. We take you to God. From God, you operate with God consciousness, and now you have a higher efficiency in life, and you will be a better system. That's basically what the cults, what we're learning here on Cult Rehab, is that they do have these curriculums where they want to get you improving more and more and more and more. But in the end, a lot of it is like, yeah, taking people who have low self-confidence or whatever. But the point is that video games, yeah, they can provide that, I think. They can be like, you know, it's the similar operating system that's doing the religion and the sales company and the movie, TV show, video game. Am I stretching too much here? What's going on? What are people saying? Let's move on to another comment. That's too beautiful and too deep, though. That's beautiful, dude. That's a beautiful question to ask. Didier Munya Barenzi. I think you should add to that the stories that survive are the more righteous ones. They're the more righteous ones. Yes. Correct. Didier, correct. Very good. Very good, Didier. And by the way, it's fun. The name sounds funny because when I first look at it, I just see Diddler. And I'm like, this guy's calling himself Diddler. Kind of like remember when that guy came in and he called himself Deep Dick Chopra? Oh my God. I look over and I see Diddler Muhammad and I'm like, that's rude. But it's Didier Munya Barenzi. Munya Barenzi. That's got to be Muslim. When I see a Z, I think Muslim. I think that's got to be a Muslim. But what is it? If you don't mind me asking, I'm not saying it like aggressively, like, what is it? I'm not saying it like that. Which one are you? I'm not saying it like that. Let's put on a nice little track for the community right now. Will I do some SRM announcements? We actually have a great guest coming. He's coming at 5:30, actually. And again, sorry, Neil. I know you want to do these episodes earlier. It's just we're in Canada, and the sunny days are just killing the productivity in the day. Not for me. Like, nobody wants to come in the day because they're just excited. In a month, people will come out again. Not that people are, like, refusing to come. Everyone's just, like, as the day approaches, they're like, oh, can we go later? Can we do that? You know what I mean? Like, they want to go later because 1 p.m., it's beautiful outside. It does feel a little bit like a kid whose mom's like, no, you got to stay, do your thing. They're like, yo, let's, you know. So I don't know. And then next week he has this guy playing with fire. He's like he's an online dating coach. So he is a great guruji of online dating and for men. Sorry, ladies. We'll do funny stories for the ladies, but honestly, are there any ladies here? Anyway, the point is, Didier's Catholic. Yes, Didier. Okay, very good, very good. Listen, all are welcome. The Muslims are welcome. The Catholics are welcome. It's fine, dude. Tomorrow we have a guy coming on. This white guy almost converted to from Alberta too. Can you imagine That is a double points karmas. If that guy converted to Islam, that would have been triple points karmas. That's how white he is. He's so white. The guy coming tomorrow, he's like, fucking Alberta, dude. Like, he's like that. He sounds like that. He gets on stage, he's like, fucking ripping that, dude. What's going on, man? Like, he talks like that, dude. It's like, yeah, dude. 25, almost converted to Islam, dude. Fucking Islam reps. He was like gonna convert, yeah. Then he came back to Catholic. So it didn't go fully. I'm sure there's a lot of rip and dip guys like that. You know who that reminds me of? Remember Cat Stevens? Do you guys know Cat Stevens? Let me show you Cat Stevens. Because he's a guy that I feel like conservative Americans, they roll over. They go like, how did we lose Cat? They go, God damn it, how did we lose Cat? I'll show you who Cat Stevens is. I will teach you, my habibis. I will teach you. Cat Stevens he's like a great American songwriter. See, here he looks a little Muslim. He's got a little color there. But back in the day, like he was like he just said, look, this is it. This is him in the element. He's singing like not country. It was legit. It was like blue. I don't know what to call it exactly, this genre. It was like classic rock, I'd call it within that. Great music. Cats in the Cradle. Classic. Incredible song. You know, like I bet the Muslims just loved him. They were like, the Christian Americans, like he wrote good, beautiful, healthy American songs, man. You know what I mean? He wrote nice, beautiful American songs about American boys and girls falling in love and running away together and being hippies and doing what they love. And, you know, I miss my daddy and the Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon and all that stuff. They sing about that. Then, I don't know, as he gets older, converts to Islam. Now his name is Yusuf Islam, which is, that's great. And that's fine, dude. I think a couple of years ago, I saw them on Fox News just talking shit about him. And the way Tucker Carlson says, he goes, Yusuf Islam. Like, he's just like, I'll call him Cat Stevens. Like, he was like kind of trying to diss him for converting. But that's fine, dude. All are welcome here. And tomorrow's guest, I think, is going to be so fun like that. See, in the later years, he's kind of leaning into it. Younger years, Jesus. Older years, Muhammad. And that's it. Jesus, Muhammad. Jesus, Muhammad. I guess that's, you know, they did come after. You know, like each of the, in that lineage, technically, according to the rules of their system, like the old guys are just being stupid and they need to like get on board. Like basically the Christians think the Jews are like, come on, guys, like, that's not real anymore. Like Jesus came and told us it's not real. So like, what are you doing? Like they have that kind of mentality. And then I think Muslims do too with the Christians. That's why when I was growing up, dude, they would just rip each other, dude. They had whole groups at university where they just like stop, like you'd be walking around somewhere like, hey, brother, you know about God is great? You know God is great? Like he just want to stop you and just let you know. And I was always like, dude, don't you want to have sex with people? Like we're in university. Excuse me. Just bang someone. I feel like I was like they were converting me to their religions because there was him, there was a Christian guy, there was a Christian table. They had tables, Muslim table, Christian table. And then the Jews brought out a table, but not for being Jewish because they don't convert, but just for saying Israel is great and Israel has to fight back against Palestine. Like they put out a table too, just to get in the mix, just to be in the fight. They're not converting. They don't want to. It's a converting area. Like these guys set up a converting area. And then the Jews came in. They're not even converting, but they just set up a table for like, hey, Israel's great. And if anyone says it's not, don't fuck with us. Don't fucking talk about it here because we'll get you. Yeah, there's like there was like a controversy when I was in school. Like I remember they were like running back and forth one time to some teachers saying, because these guys were like, they're playing a video that attacks the Jewish people. Like it was, I think the Muslim team was playing a video about how Palestinians are getting killed. And then the Jewish table was like, we protest. And they didn't let them play it. It was like a big controversy at the time. Crazy. It's like practice for when they grow up. You know what I'm saying? Jose says schisms. What's up, baby? How you doing? Fry says it's the type of guy that feels like the ultimate conqueror if he gets the last word in a debate, whether God is real or not, and other religions shenanigans. Fry, some people just feel like until I convince you, like they're not sure. I don't know what it is. We should review some speakers corner. God is great. Israel sniping journalist. Yeah, basically. They're good. You know what? It's interesting because they really believe in them. They really believe it. Like, they really believe that, like, we're the victims, like the Palestinians are victimizing us. They do believe it. Like, that's the issue. You know what I mean? That's the brainwash, I guess. It is. If it does feel like that a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that they don't, like, sometimes they fight back, but it's like, guys, you kicked the shit out of them. You won. Like, why do I gotta feel sorry for you? Like, it's like we're on your team. You know what I mean? Like, we're with you. If I'm Canadian, like, really, whose team am I on? I'm with you. I gotta pretend that, like, you're losing too. You know what I mean? It was always, I thought it was weird. Anyway, listen, we don't need to talk about that. We got a great guest coming. Like I said, MLM Rehab. This guy did a trifecta. Amway. Wait, the last one was the best. Organo Gold. Oh my God, dude. The sales video. So yeah, I'll start the sales video in a second. But yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. You are loved. And he's actually coming in 15 minutes. So you know what? While we're waiting for him, let me show you a little. Let's do a quick little side topic. Let's do a little bonus topic here. Because someone in the congregation, someone in the community, they sent us a video. They sent us a little something. And they said, Babaji, Kevin Samuels has just passed. Can we insult him? What? You know what I mean? Like, people are asking, of course, like, because I'm a spiritual teacher, people are asking me that, Babaji, you are a master of loving kindness. You understand forgiveness. He only passed away. Can we insult him already? We are insulting him. So let's just, let's take a look at that. And this is wait, where is it? This is on the source.com, of course. And of course, I don't know if y'all can see this. Like, so ever since we did those 2 ghost episodes, what is this? Can y'all see this? Okay, this is bonus topic. This is bonus topic 1B now. Okay, bonus topic 1B, ghost stop. I didn't realize on the show how good this shit is. Like, if you're making a movie, you should really buy your prop devices from these guys. If you think ghosts are real, I think this is a problem. What is this? Is this something that we got to send to Steven, CoffeeZilla, and be like, can you review this? Because we can't tell. Like, they have a ghost laser grid system. Are you kidding me? $466? We don't want to insult anyone in the community. Just different views. But damn, yo. How come they just, you can't just put it on Amazon, I guess? Or maybe they are on Amazon. Holy shit, dude. Who's buying this? Anyone in the community? Who's buying this? If you're buying this, you mandatory cult rehab, and that's it. Mandatory cult rehab, and I don't want to hear it. And end of discussion, and no arguments. Who's buying this? What is this? S-Box, Ghost Box plus recorder. Well, at least it's a recorder. You know, so if you're doing some comedy, if you're doing something, you could record your audio and you can listen to yourself back a little bit. And look, I'm not saying, look at these buttons. See, this button maybe just plays a ghost sound. That's what I'm worried about. But I guess we'll never know unless we test it out. And we don't want it. Look, maybe this is something we got to send this to CoffeeZilla. We just got to go, Steven, do your karmas. Steven, do your karmas and tell us, because 150, 518? It's $518. Envoy Ghost Box was $596.33. Okay. I mean, like, I know people are buying it, but should you be selling it? What is the morality here, people? Side Karma 1B. I mean, what is Side Karma 1A? What is the morality? You are really, oh, scared, and they have a scared meter. Great. Scared meter. Babaji's getting riled up. Babaji's getting riled up. Let me play some music, calm myself down. God damn. No, I don't want this one. We got to do some meditation. Let's put some Das Record. It's a meditation track that he gave me. So good. They know not what they do. This is public forgiveness. You know what? That's why we got to start the new program, public forgiveness. Let me just put it, and everyone sign up. You can't be walking around in the culture with anger in your heart towards people. No, you can't. It's actually very important that you call, and I will forgive you. I have the I have the certifications to do forgiveness. I have certification to do forgiveness, right? Yeah, let me show you real quick, actually. Because this is very important that, listen, if you are, Wait a minute. So if you look at these, hold on. So if you look at this, right? You know I have the certifications. I've studied at Harvard. But more, there's more today. There's more today. Study with the great Baba Samharish and his meditation app. Very beautiful teachings. Yes, and share. Oh, understanding cults at the Udimai Ashram. Understanding cults. So that's a reason to, that's my certification for being cult rehab. If anyone asks, if any of these goddamn cult leaders come fucking around, say, hey, bitch, my Babaji's certified piece of shit. Fuck you. Don't say that. Forgive them, actually. You have to forgive them too. But let them know that my Babaji has the certification. So don't let anyone tell you. It's not a cult. Look, what we're doing here, it's not a cult. It's an anti-cult cult. And this is the certifications to prove it. God is great. Oh, and I think this is my meditate. Oh, no, that's understanding cults. Yeah. Well, hey, God is great, right? God is great. Hold on. And back to my screen. Enter me. There we go. And here we are. Here we are, people. Public forgiveness. Make sure you sign up. No, because if you're walking around with any kind of guilt in your heart, that's an issue, right? And we're going to take just a quick commercial break here just to let everyone know about public forgiveness. This is a new offering here at the Digital Ashram. Make sure you sign up. If there's anything, listen, if you feel any guilt, whatever you did, you cheated, it's fine. We'll forgive it. We'll talk about it. We're going to give you shit. We're going to give you shit. You cheated. You lied to someone. You stabbed someone in the back. Metaphorically, I hope. Physically. All forgivenesses have to be done. All forgivenesses have to be done. That's the Buddha's. Listen, I'm just letting you know I have the certifications. This is what I've been taught. The Buddha actually has already forgiven all of you. So what we do on the shows, we talk about it. We go through the forgiveness ideas, principles, and hopefully by the end, you are forgiven. And we got some wacky callers already signed up. I'm actually very excited about this new offering here at the Church of Loving Kindness. I'm very excited about this new offering, but let's get back to side topic 1B here. Let's get back to side topic 1B here and talk about this goddamn, what is this ghost box? Right? Ghost box is, yeah. You know what? I'm going to send it to Steven. What do you guys, I want to ask a couple of people in the comment section. What do y'all think about this ghost stuff? Like, what is this? It looks well made. It looks very well made. I like it. But what are we doing? Right? Like all these ghost numbers, $285. Jesus. Okay. Of course, we have the teddy bear. Teddy bear's great. I can talk. I talk. I interact. That's so cute. What a cute. It's a boo buddy. 466. You know, that hurts me, man. I would like to buy this and have it here. I wonder if they'd hook us up with some affiliate shit. But the thing is, I just talk shit about them. God damn it. No, listen, we don't know. Maybe I need to give them a forgiveness and say, you know what? You're doing God's work here with these ghost detectors. We don't know. $790? What the hell, dude? Oh, it's a combo pack. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Fine. Total forgiveness is pending. But on this price tag, I will forgive it. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to allow it, people. I'm going to allow it. What the fuck is this, dude? Phasm. Okay, great. Is this some kind of a light? Wait a minute. Is this, and it has a memory card. Is this a light? Is this just a light to see ghosts? Because if this is a light, we have to give them a forgiveness right off the top right there. Because if this is a film light and it's comparable price, forgiveness. The issue is when you have stuff like this. What's the S box? Is it doing ghost sounds? This basically looks like an Apple Watch. Is this a walkie-talkie, but the other walkie-talkie is in ghost realm? I mean, I want to believe. You know me, I want to believe. So listen, I'll send it to Steven. Let's see what he thinks. Let's see if we get a response from him on that. But let's go back to side story number 1, and then we're going to have our guest come on real quick. But let's hear the words of Vivica A. Fox here, talking some smack about Kevin Samuels. Let's take a look at that. Intro.
This man.
Damn, yo, source. Oh, but she's on Fox Soul.
Was a hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good.
I mean, she's got a point. It's too much. Like, he puts them on mute and then he starts playing these swear words over them, like, stupid bitch, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. Like, he plays swear words over the girls. That's a lot. And sure, if he did it to the guys too, I guess that will reduce. The same thing happened when I did Duke and Dawn last week, joint congregation with another YouTube streamer, live streamer. And when we were doing the thing, I basically, I told him about this. No, we were talking about this very gently. Very nicely, we talked about Kevin Samuels. Very nicely. We actually gave him a lot of shout-outs and then some criticism and then a lot of shout-outs and then some criticism. A little bit of criticism. A little bit of fair criticism. And we should all be grateful if we die and people are criticizing us. That's sexy regardless. People are talking about you after you died. Let's talk about that. We all wish. I'd rather have everyone just talking shit. Because if you didn't do anything, then nobody talks, nobody cares. But if you did something, that's fine. But anyway, we were talking about it. We were just talking about it mostly nicely. We weren't like roasting him the day that he died, because that's when I did the live stream. But we had little slight criticisms. And then people in the audience are like, look at you two dancing on his grave for a couple of bucks. That's what they were saying. They're like, you're dancing on his grave so you can make money. Shit. Basically, like, you're shaking your ass on YouTube. That's what they're calling us, basically saying to us. But that's not fair. I think it's okay to do criticisms. That's my official stance. Let's continue it.
Disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality.
Okay, Vivica, you know, everyone's trying to make these conspiracies. This happens. Look, okay, fine. The conspiracy, we don't need to engage in this. Does it matter what her nationality? Like, that's a lot. This is what happened even when I did Duke and Dawn podcast. We're just so nicely, just light criticism, and people are like, you're dancing on his grave. You make it for a couple of bucks. You're dancing. That's not dancing on his grave. That's fair criticisms.
Rest in peace.
I mean, if you two do your whole career, and we reviewed one of his videos. I'm going to stop this before we get copyright stricken. But we did one of his videos here on the channel too, where he just had a woman called in, and she said she was Buddhist. And then Kevin Samuels like, "You Buddha dumb bitch!" Like, he just started yelling at her, and I'm like, "Excuse me, this is a powerful teaching that the Buddha has that maybe you could learn from, actually, of loving kindness, of forgiveness, instead of just seeing people with this value. You know, in the West, people teach that you are born with original sin." But in the East, according to the Buddha, we are born with original perfection. And these judgments we do on each other, they will, you know, they make us suffer too. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's my thoughts on it, though. Someone from the congregation was asking, what are my thoughts on Vivica A. Fox talking shit so soon? That's not even that bad. Just cool it. Talking shit so soon. It doesn't matter. So what? He died. Everyone dies. If people talking shit about you after you died, that's a shout out. And so kind of a shout out, even if they're dissing you, it's kind of a shout out, because if you didn't do something, then nobody would talk about you. But no, I think, you know what's weird is how aggressive those guys are. And then if they get any criticism, their fans are like, you have respect. You're not allowed to talk about my Babaji like that. You don't talk about my Babaji. That's what they do, right? Even I told you guys like months ago, I just reshared my friend's video about Jordan Peterson. And this guy has been in my DMs just writing essays. It's the dumbest shit. You don't know. He's protecting us. The feminists are going to attack. The communists are around the corner. You idiot. People like you are going to cause the whole downfall. Just cool it. I didn't even say anything. It's just light criticism. You know, it's weird because you almost get caught up in their shit. And then at one point, like, he just said something so stupid. I was like, oh, this guy's stupid. Like you almost forget, like because they almost do all this research and they work on it so much. So I'm just saying, like the fans, they're really trying to convince you. Like, no, you don't know. My Babaji is so powerful. My Babaji is so powerful. You have to learn from my Babaji. And they want to like rip you. And it's almost convincing just how emotional they are. And then he sent me, I was kind of like, okay, I guess he's good. It's fine, whatever. And then he sent an article. It was just straight up racist. It was like one of these articles that's like black people are in jail more because they're more violent or something like this. Like India is better because of colonialism. Like some article like that. I'm like, it's all junk science. It's not real science. That's my issue with it. If it was real science, but you read the article, like, this is so dumb. Anyway, listen. Enough is enough. Babaji's ranting and raving. Babaji's ranting and raving when we have a very special guest today. Very funny dude, comedian that I work with in Toronto, and great guy. And this week I was like kind of stressed about the show because Cult Rehab is really doing well. And then I'm asking comics to do the show, and I'm like, what am I going to talk about with the comics? And I'm like, what am I going to talk about? And then I just asked him a couple of questions, and he says, oh, I was in 3 MLMs. I said, God is great, people. That's exactly what we talk about here. We have a lot of cult survivors, but MLMs, the curriculum is considered a cult. So when he said that, I said, and I ask you in the community, now, do you doubt that we are on a mission from God? Do you doubt it? The way things are coming together for the show, do you doubt it? Have respect, God damn it. And without any further ado, give a warm welcome to the very funny, very hilarious Clif Knight, everybody. Clif, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Yo, how's it going?
What up, man? Chilling, dude.
Oh, I just realized I still have this mask on. Give me a sec.
Yeah, hold on a second. Give me a sec, too. I want to...
Yeah, okay. Cool. What's happening?
I'm just chilling, dude. Yeah, just chilling, man. The show, we've been doing a lot of cult victims. So I was just telling them that, I was like, what should we talk about? And then you told me you were in 3 MLMs. And I was like, that's something big in our community, man. A lot of our people here have suffered from that. They've either been in and out. We called out a couple of guys. And then even the other people that come onto our show, they call out like a lot of scams and stuff like that. So, tell us, man. Tell us your experience on that, how you got in, how you got out. I mean, our favorite really is the brainwashing material. Like, what's the material? What's the thing that hooks you? And what's the thing that brings you in?
With all 3 of them, it was so I was only realistically in 2. Like,
okay.
Amway, my brother got really deep into it. And this is when I was back home in Guyana. So this is like
they're in Guyana too, eh?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're everywhere. Amway is worldwide. It's not even actually called Amway in certain parts of the world. They go by like Brit Worldwide and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And so I did that for a little bit. I accidentally or whatever got some friends into it. I was like, yeah, man, this is the way to make money. They were flipping all this jargon and whatnot. They're like, don't you want to be financially independent and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And it's like I would have been 18 at the time, so like right there, right on the cusp of like, yeah, I want to make some money. My job kind of sucks.
Oh, sorry.
One of my brother's church guys is the one who like got him into it. I'm like, oh, this is church people stuff. You know what I mean? Like it should be.
Yeah,
they
target church. They target church quite a bit.
100%. And the feel is very church. And even when we were going, he's like, like I was a hustler, like back home. That's you got to make some money, you know what I mean? And he was like, we were all here to exalt God, to present whatever it is that we can do for the glory of God and everything. But really, you got to take care of yourself. This is what we're here to do. You're here to make sure that that you and your family and everybody's taken care of and this sort of thing. So that got me in for a little bit, but I ran out of money quick.
Wow. So yeah, you're not making money. You have to buy their shit, right?
You have to buy stuff. The only way that you get out of buying too much stuff is if you recruit more people, right?
Because then they pay for your stock, I guess.
Exactly. You're like, well, I'm gonna sell you my stock so that really but it doesn't work that way. They have this like PV point system. So you can't
Okay.
just buy stock and then resell it to people. You have to account for all the stock that you buy, and then your downlines, the people under you, also have to account for that stock. So if you are both accounting for the same stock, then your points don't count. You don't get paid,
Wow.
right? We have to both be selling outside the organization in order for it to work,
Well,
right?
I guess they can't, like, if they're in your downline, you made a commission on this product. You're not allowed to just sell it to them and be like, give me another commission on it.
Right. You got to sell it to you. You have to account for that PV
Like some
outside of
outside
the
money
line.
has to come in.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
I recruited like 3 people, which is like your first, you're supposed to go three, five,
Oh,
7. I recruited 3 people like kind of off the bat because it was like my friends who are also like hustlers and stuff like that. And just trying to keep up and sell the stock. Like we were selling energy drinks. Amway has this energy drink,
wow.
which isn't bad. You know what I mean? Like it works. Like they have energy drinks, they have skincare products, they have those balance bands. If you remember that fucking thing, the
Balance bands? What's a balance
magnetic
band?
bands where they're like, hey, it's gonna improve
Oh,
your
they
balance.
balance your chi energy, your chakras.
Something like that.
Wow. That's
I
so
bought
cute.
into a bunch of that. They had some, I can't remember what else they had. They had a few other like health products. They had some soap and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I bought something like $400 worth of product. And then I sold probably like 200, probably like half my product I actually got to sell.
Wow.
And then it was just sort of like people tried the energy drink. It was expensive. It was like 3 times the cost of a Red Bull.
Oh, come on. And it was a Red Bull, right? Was it just Amway Red Bull?
It wasn't even like it was to be honest, like it was good. It was like it like tasted better. I felt like it gave me energy, but maybe that's the placebo effect. Like who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was just like yeah, it was just expensive. All the products. There was
Yeah.
this little face cream, some cream that you put on your face before you go to bed. It was $120 for something like 2 months of cream.
That is like a $5 cream or
Yeah,
$4 cream.
I
It's a
probably
Nivea little pack. Like a Nivea
some
is what, $6 for that?
they make so much. I was recently listening to another podcast that was talking about the origins of Amway, and yeah, it
Yeah.
really did start in the church. It started in the
Wow.
and they had like a whole. They had one of the first podcasts actually. They would put out these like periodicals. The guy had his own private radio station. He had like a
Wow.
private. So if you were part of the network or you were like friends of the church or whatnot, he would give you the band number and you could tune into his private radio station where he would talk about God, he would talk about the economy, he would talk about
Cliff,
politics.
we need that hustle in our comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Like this podcast, I need that kind of work. Like they work, dude. There's another
dude.
call, the guy that I used to listen to, like Jim Baker. He sells the mac and cheese buckets
Oh,
and your
yeah,
roll
yeah, yeah,
supplies.
yeah.
So back in the day, he put the first two TV satellites in space. That guy,
Yeah,
he's an
it's
innovator,
dude.
man.
Some of that stuff is just like where the money goes. And so that was Amway, and like I said, I got out of that pretty quickly. I just like ran out of money. And then another friend had pretty much told me they were like, "Hey, you're doing the same thing as Avon."
Yeah,
Because I had a friend whose mom was huge into Avon. She sold everything, and it was just like Avon had toys, they had clothes, they had cosmetics and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, it's exactly the same thing, and nobody likes that. So we kind of like got
yeah.
off of that pretty quick. And then I got a better job, so I was just sort of like making money, so it didn't matter. Um,
My mom did Avon when I was a kid.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I
wonder
mean,
how she did. It seemed like
it
we were okay.
it wasn't as scammy as far as I understand from everybody who did it. It was just sort of like this is stuff people would actually buy, and the prices were like fair. So
Yeah,
it's like if you know a bunch of ladies who do want to buy clothes every month, who are looking to get trendy stuff and
yeah.
then pick up cosmetics, it kind of made sense.
And my
But
mom's aggressive like that.
yeah, but it
She can do it.
definitely was, yeah, if you had a knack to sell, you were gonna make some money, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was all that. And I had some
It
other
is
friends
products
who,
people
yeah.
need, I guess. What's that?
The one though that really got me was and I wasn't a part of this, was Organic Gold. It was a business partner of mine who he wanted to get in on it.
Wait, was he a comedian?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
He
okay.
was still in Guyana. We
I was
ran
like,
an
do I know this
import.
guy? Because
Yeah,
I
no,
know
you know.
your partner in comedy before. Like, you're working with some guys I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
back in
Okay.
the day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And no, this guy, he was my import export partner back home, right? So this is still, I was here, but he was there, and I was coordinating stuff. Like we were shipping stuff from Canada to Guyana to Trinidad, all that kind of stuff, right? And he had this other partner that he was working with, and she started doing organic gold, and she started making crazy money.
Wow.
She was making something like $600 a month, just selling this coffee with shrooms in it. I think is up to now I don't really understand the product.
Okay.
Um,
I have a
and
clip
that's
from it. We'll watch in a second, but yeah, go on.
yeah, apparently that's what it is. And he's like, yo, we're gonna do some brain hacking. People are gonna love it. We're gonna sell it directly to this exclusive business community, because we had access to a lot of those people. Like, I went to this private school. I know all these people who, their parents are rich. They're all high powered business people. They're all entrepreneurs, that sort of thing. So it's just sort of like, hell yeah, we have access to these people. They're all gonna want to buy this coffee. They're all gonna want to hack their brains. They're all gonna want to pass it on and everything like that. And within about a week of him buying his first shipment, it was sort of like it sort of hit him. It was just like, he paid something like $350 for, like, a can of coffee or whatnot. And they were sort of like, right away, they're like, when are you buying more? And we started shipping it into the bush, because you buy it, you bring it to the city on the coast, and they were like, we're going to ship it inland. People inland are going to want this for sure. We were
Wow.
selling it at a discount. We're just moving it, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, within a couple of weeks, it was just sort of like, oh, this is starting to feel very scammy, like, already.
But you
Um,
could sell it though. You could sell it.
a little, it was just like, people didn't like it. It wasn't great coffee. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Okay. That's so
and
silly.
I'm not a coffee drinker, like, at all. So
What?
yeah, I don't drink coffee
How
at
do
all.
you do it? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna go dancing, but I will not. I will not drink coffee at all. Yeah, and it was sort of like, I didn't know what to tell people about this coffee. It was just sort of like, hey, like, I was doing modafinil. I was doing a lot of nootropics. You know about those?
I love
At the
modafinil.
time.
I find it's nice.
Yeah, exactly. Modvigil and stuff like that. And they were like, this is a similar effect. We're going to go off of that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of what we were selling it on. But a lot of people didn't know, they didn't trust it and whatnot. And then we were sort of like, all right, we're going to cut this. We're going to cut this.
They started cutting it. Like,
Well, no, we cut it from the line of stuff that we were selling, because it was just sort of like,
oh, I thought you were saying cut like cocaine. Like, you're saying like organic gold coffee. We'll put half dirt in it. And
we're
it's like
just put
half
some
dirt. You like,
Folgers in there or something. Like, we'll mix it in with some Tim Hortons. That could
yeah,
have
yeah.
worked.
Mix it in with some say Tim Hortons. Cut the organic gold, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
And so after I withdrew my money from it, give it another month later, the girl who got him into it originally, she disappears.
wow.
She just absolutely vanishes. She has a bunch of orders from other people
Yeah.
that she hasn't fulfilled yet. Like, she's picked up something like $3,000 in unfulfilled orders, and she just vanishes with that money. And so
Damn.
we were like, oh, it's a good thing we didn't sink too much into this, because hell yeah, this was a scam.
Right. She just ran away. She ran away plus the whole thing. Yeah, that's so silly. Did you ever see this guy? Do you know this guy?
This dude, no, actually, I never did any of the marketing materials. I was sort of a silent partner. I was just throwing money into it. My partner, he went to all of the presentations and all of that. So you're showing me
Oh,
this
damn.
for the first time.
This guy's a very charismatic guy. His name is Holton Bugs. What a great name, dude.
Oh wow.
Holton Bugs.
That's very much like those inspirational sales guys' names. Like, it's
It
got to
is, yeah.
roll off the tongue. Yeah.
You know what? His name is probably, what is the real name? This is like brown people do this all the time. Like, I know guys named Amardeep, and they'll be like, yo, call me Bobby. And I'm like, it's,
Oh yeah, my name is Ricky.
yeah. Yeah. So this guy's like, I don't know what his name is, but Holton Bugs is like, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire. Holton Bugs. Like, it is like, it's like pimp or like just like millionaire or like sales guy, like inspirational sales guy for sure. Holton Bugs,
sure.
it's a great name. Good name for sales guy. But he's got one of the best sales stories I've ever heard. Let's see some of this.
Or even this product would actually be something that I desire. But I never forget hearing something that Warren Buffett said. And he said that things that you like to do should be a hobby of yours, but things that the world does should be a business of yours. And when you
Basically, he's explaining off the top here that like never get high on your own supply. Classic business technique. Like, he's basically saying like, I don't drink coffee, so I was able to just push it, no problem.
Yeah.
think about that, ladies and gentlemen, that's why coffee for me has been the best opportunity for so many people around the world. You know, over the next few moments, I want to share with you why so many people all around
seminars.
the world, and right now over
You never hit the
70
seminars.
countries and soon to expand over 50 countries, are actually lining up to drink a cup of Organo Gold coffee. I want to share with you why I got started in Organo Gold.
This one, so years ago, I did a play with Morgan and Faisal in Toronto called Win at Life Mega Expo.
Oh, the Win at Life. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, sick. Thanks, man. But that play, we did sales pitches. And this sales pitch, I haven't seen anyone else do it. I did a fake sales pitch like this, but it's got some great telltale markers. Lots to learn here. People take notes.
You know, for the longest time, I've been in this industry for over 18 years, and I've been successful. We traveled the world. We've seen so many different places and experienced so many different things. But one of the things that was missing.
This is always the thing. Right away, they're like, I joined this organization and my life just got way better. I went to so many places. I met so many people.
Yeah.
Wow, I was such a loser before. And then I met my mentor and he enlightened me to all this stuff. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read Napoleon Hill. I read Andrew Carnegie. And now look at me. I'm wearing a suit that sort of fits. I got a weird fade on me. I kept the mustache for some reason. I think it makes me look cool. You know what I mean? That's always what these always are.
He's like, now I'm Holton Biggs.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be bigger than that. It's like
there's gonna be a slide somewhere there's gonna be a bunch of slides with him and his mentor like on vacation somewhere, but drinking the coffee for sure. That's gonna come up.
It's a classic, dude.
Many people around me have the same type of success, or even the hope that they could have the same success that we had. With Organo Gold, it was a little different for me. I never forget sending my mother-in-law a sample of the coffee. Me not being
This is the best. He goes,
oh yeah.
I never forget. This is the story of like, I never forget. I sent my mother-in-law a sample of the coffee. It's classic technique. You bring in the family. Yeah. You're telling a lot with that. You're saying like, I'm married and I'm such a nice guy. I send my mother-in-law. I'm helping out my mother-in-law.
I like my mother-in-law. Yeah.
The coffee drinker. I really wanted her input because I knew that she was a coffee drinker. Within 24 hours, she called me back and she said, listen, I need 4 more boxes of this coffee. I was
yeah. Once again, the inevitable, somebody tastes it and they just can't get enough like immediately. We had the same thing with the energy drink. And they were like, I went to this basketball game and they were losing. It was the home game. It was my son's team. And it was exactly the same story. I gave him 1 can of the energy drink and they passed it around to the whole team. And they came back. Yeah, they all had 1 sip of this energy drink. And then they came back with like a huge finish. And it's just sort of like, oh yeah, sure.
Wow.
Sure,
just 1 sip of the nectar. And they did like, they got to sell wholesale.
It's Space Jam. It's Space Jam.
Amazing. I need 4 boxes.
Morning, why do you need 4 more boxes? I just sent you a box. And she told me she had sold it. I said, well, I didn't want you to sell it. I just wanted you to drink it and give me your input.
Oh, really? Is that really?
Everybody in your family is a natural sales guy right away. Yeah.
It's so good. It sold itself. She said, I'm sorry. I didn't want to sell it.
Yeah.
It was so good that everyone around me said, please, I need to have it. It sold out. I couldn't even help it. Send me 4 boxes.
4 boxes, my guy.
Yeah. Who's falling for it?
Yo, so many people. I mean, I did.
Yeah, sorry. As soon as I said I felt bad saying, I'm sorry.
I bought. No, it's good. It's part of the thing. Like I was 18 at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I bought of the energy drink. I bought 2 boxes of the energy drink because I was like 1 box for me. I was doing capoeira at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna sell it.
I used to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell this to my capoeira buddies. And one thing you have to know, if anybody does capoeira like in the Caribbean, a lot of those guys have like very all natural. They don't do any drugs. Some of them don't even drink coffee and things like that. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna sell you some energy drink, and they were like, oh, you're stupid. We don't want that. Wow. You know what I mean? And so I ended up wasting my money on that. It was good. The one thing that really was good, I will say, from Amway is like they do have great soap products. Like their body wash and some of their skincare products. It's like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is nice. This works. But it is expensive as fuck.
It's like 4 times the price, and then it's not just Kirkland in their own wrapper.
Not really. Like I would say that some of it is high quality stuff, but it's just sort of like it's quality on a level that's like, oh, you would never buy this for yourself. You really wouldn't. And so it's supposed to be like this is high enough quality that you are going to be able to sell it. Like you're gonna be like, oh, this is super high quality. I'm giving you a great price. Do you see this product in stores anywhere? No, you don't. It's exclusive. I'm bringing you in, and you know, it used to be double this price, and now I'm gonna sell it to you because hey, I've got a secret link in my garage. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, you really just got a box of them in your garage. That's what it is. Yeah. It's like I got a box and I got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I just want to watch a couple more seconds. This will come back.
I was wondering, why do you need 4 more boxes? I just sent you a box, and she told me she had sold it. I said, well, I didn't want you to sell it. I just wanted you to drink it and give me your input
really?
as to how the coffee tastes. And she told me she was at work that day at the coffee break room, and she had given out some samples of coffee. And 4 of the ladies who had drank that coffee said they had so much energy that they really wanted to buy another box of coffee. Now, that may not mean much to you whatsoever, but I can tell you this. My mother-in-law for 18 years had never, ever, ever once sold one product in the industry of networking.
Never. Never. She just knows nothing about selling. You know, I just gave her the products, and people were like, wow, as long as there's a tester, it's going to be gone. You know? Oh,
yeah. So wild, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what kind of sales? So it sounds like you have, like, did you have a sales story like that? When I did mine, when I did the play, my sales story was like, I called my sales story the dead sister technique. So basically what I would do is I would make up a story. Like I was playing a sales guy in the play. So I wrote this monologue that like, no matter what I was selling, I could just make up, like, I basically would be like, hey, can I tell you a story? Yeah, when I was 10 years old, my sister and I were out at the store with my dad, and he didn't want to buy the product either. And my sister just started crying. She was so upset. So we went outside, and we just couldn't calm her down. She's like, I hate you, Daddy. I hate you, Daddy, because you didn't make the sale. And she fell back in the street, and she's dead now. Like, it's like something so dumb. And I vowed that day that I would never let a sale go.
I'd never let an opportunity go or something. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But did you ever do those? Because I find that the family shit is good, and then the of course those, like, when they start pulling in family, it's so ridiculous. But like even those, like, it's so easy to sell, like these like anecdotes or whatever.
I didn't have that for Amway or Organic Gold. So when I came to Canada and I was going to school, I was working and stuff like that. I got pulled into one called WFG. Which is
you did WFG, World Financial Group.
WFG, bro. Yeah.
You did WFG. I thought you were saying you did You said
Primerica. So Primerica and WFG are the same thing. They're exactly the same thing. WFG is Primerica for immigrants. That's really all it is. Primerica was for white people, because I went to a seminar. I went to a couple of the training sessions for Primerica.
Right. And Punjabi guys?
No, for Primerica, it was white ladies that pulled me in, because like I was building computers, and I built a computer for this one lady, and she's like, oh, you're smart, blah blah blah, it seems like you're pretty good, because I was selling her a bunch of shit, and she's like, oh great, yeah, do you want to make some extra money? Come meet me at this strip mall tomorrow night or whatnot, and dress nice. And I came and I took some notes and stuff like that, and just the way, because I already knew how Amway was working, it felt very Amway to me. Right. Already, and then they were dealing with life insurance, and then they started talking about the rings. You know, the Amway, they give you the football rings. You know, the championship.
Amway has football rings.
No, Primerica.
Primerica had football rings. That's great.
Yeah, so if you
reach a nice brainwasher.
Yeah, they'll give you a real nice ring there.
Yeah, like at Nexium, he had sashes. He was like, oh, like the girls were like, oh, I gotta pay $4,000. I need $4,000 so I can take the class. So you get my gray sash.
So with Primerica, it's not like you don't buy them. It's when you reach a certain level, they'll just send you a ring. But once you've reached that level, that means that you've sold something like $2 million in policies or whatnot. So they'll send you a ring like within your first year if you're selling, right? Wow. And I ended up not actually signing up with them. Like, I did the training program, and I learned a bunch of stuff, and I was just sort of like, this is going to take more time than I have, because I was still in school. I was still working 2 jobs. I had a girlfriend and everything. I was like, I don't have time for this. And I kind of left it alone. And then like 3 years later, I had lost my job, lost the girlfriend. This is when they get you. I quit school and whatnot. And I was looking through the paper, or I was looking through Kijiji, actually. It was an ad on Kijiji, and they're like, dress nice, come to this location for an interview. And I get there, and it's like, it's for financial stuff. I'm like, cool. What is it and whatnot? And I meet this guy. He says his name. Get this. He says his name is James Bond.
His white guy?
business card. Nope.
A
Nope.
black guy.
This is
No, black, brown.
Egyptian guy.
Okay, sick. James Bond.
Right?
Hello, I'm James Bond.
James Bond. Literally like that is like, my name is James Bond. And he has a smile. He has one of these. He's
Ah!
just like, he looks over. He's like, hi. He's like, hi, nice to meet you. My name is James Bond. He does one of
Wow.
those just like right off the bat. And I was just sort of like, and the place looks nice. He drove in a Maserati. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right, you know, you seem smart. I do the interview and everything. He's like, all right, cool. It's fine. It's this much for the training, which was only like $200 or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, and by that time I learned a little bit more about the insurance industry. So I was like, the only other way I will get a job like this is if I go work for a bank, and no banks are hiring me right now. So I actually go through the thing. I go all the way to doing the LLQP exam. I pay for that. It's a 4.5-hour exam, no breaks, no breaks.
LLQP exam? This is like, this is the insurance standard.
Yeah. It's well, I've forgotten what it stands for. LLQP.
But it's the
like
standard
life,
insurance.
It's very standard. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do that, and I pass. And then they were like, we want you to start taking training. We want you to start shadowing somebody else to try and, you know, figure out how you're going to sell this, to figure out who you're going to sell this sort of thing to. I grab a couple of clients, but I didn't have my license yet. So really what it is I was selling the policy, but I wasn't selling it myself. I was selling it through my mentor, and he was giving me a kickback. Right.
Okay.
And I think I sold like 2 policies. That's
So
it. Like
they call that an upline downline is a mentor mentee.
Sort of, yeah. They don't say upline downline because they already know that people are on the lookout for shit like that. But the big difference was just sort of like they were like, this is insurance. Like everybody needs insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like the policies were inflated, because I did some research. It's not like the policies were inflated or they were giving you products that don't work.
The policy is real, right? On those, I actually know something about that. I almost wrote ads for a guy. We were trying to write ads for this guy. And
Primerica too.
Like a classic, because you know what he was, is this Asian guy in California. And like, I know the guy who writes ads for people in general. So he's already written for this guy. And the guy wanted us to write an ad for him. And of course, we go through all the sales process. And like, you know, if you're trying to sell anything, you just don't get back to you, whatever. Yeah. Then eventually he gets back and he goes, why don't you guys sell some policies? And then that'll pay for your ad.
Yeah. Bro.
Why don't you just sell a couple of policies? What are your parents doing? Sell a couple of policies, then you pay for whatever the policy. Come on.
Yeah. We can transfer a policy. What policy do they have right now? Oh, it's just a 10-year policy. Oh, it's coming up for renewal in 2 years. So sell them a policy right now. Just have it waiting. So once the renewal happens, you can just transfer that over, and then you make a commission off something that your parents are gonna buy anyway. Why not? Why not?
Why not? Yeah, you trying to talk us into like getting this thing.
Oh man. And so I end up selling a couple policies and learning a little bit more. And it was just too much because I was living in Mississauga, and the office that you have to go to for meetings is all the way up in Brampton. It just got too much for me. And then I was moving to Toronto at the time. So I was like, screw it. I'm not going to do this anymore. You guys don't pay me a regular salary anyway. So I'm just going to leave. Yeah. It's all commission. It's pure commission.
Doesn't the commission come after a year or something too? Or do you get
well, because I had sold a policy, I had gotten a kickback like really quickly because he knows he's getting that money even if they cancel after 30 days. So I got a little bit of money off of them and whatnot. And it was just sort of like, I don't really want to do this. But I learned the insurance industry. I learned about LQP. I learned about the OTL if I wanted to sell like car insurance and house insurance and stuff like that. I learned about all of that. And then it made me realize that it was an industry that I might want to be in, but not on the sales side.
Right.
I mean? So
also not on the maybe MLM. Like, did you not see? Because when he tried to explain to us, this guy actually this is like an Asian random guy in California, just trying to make his own. He was technically he was in WFG himself. So he was still technically in WFG, but then he's like, no, but I have a slightly better system. I tweaked the numbers and we're going to make ours, man. We'll be millionaires, whatever. So he thinks he can make his own, whatever. He had a whole sales system. The sales system was actually very inspirational. It was very much like, he had these like parables. He had these like Asian parables that were like, if a baker makes one pie, then only one man eats. But if a baker makes this, the yeast will make it grow. You are the yeast, or something like that.
Right? Oh my god!
So he had a whole
The one, like, we didn't have like a dead sister story or anything like that, but the thing that the thing that they would sell, the thing that would sell a whole lot is that Canada is an aging population. They're
Right.
everybody here is gonna need life insurance, and if you're buying from the big companies and you're only buying 10 years, 20 years, you're actually spending more money because when it renews, it's going to be a higher price, blah blah blah. So this is what we're going to do. You are going to be the agent of change. You're going to be the person that you're like, okay, I'm going to sell you what's known as a universal life policy, which runs forever, right? You get it a certain, and it just runs until you die. And that actually ends up being cheaper because we know you're strong, you're gonna live for such a long time. So if you live until you're like 90, 95, that means you're actually paying less for this policy over time. You know what I mean? Because it's cut up into more years. So actually that makes more sense. So let's try and get some of your friends who are strong. They're smart people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that
Wow.
makes sense.
That's great. So then what would you say? Like, I guess you're saying that you had this kind of hustler mentality and they could kind of grab you with that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
weird. I think, there's all these meditation parables that I'm reading too now where they basically talk about like, it's better to be lazy. Like they basically like non-doing is better than doing, like way woo way. These Taoist philosophies, they're very chill. But they basically say like the world is like this, like a bunch of people just spinning their wheels and like wasting their time because they're always like, I gotta get ahead, I gotta get ahead. And if you just chill, you'll just do the one cool thing that makes sense and you'll make progress as fast as you can make progress. You know what I'm saying? What like were they preying on that with you? Like were you like a young guy, you're trying to make more money? Like at what point do you say like this is not working for me, or like I want to make more money but it doesn't make sense like this?
So the thing is, for one, I realized that it was an MLM. I actually forgot about one that I also went to a meeting for. And,
Four.
and I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay.
But at a certain point, because I went to the first training session and it was just sort of like an info session about how insurance works and everything. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I went to another session. I got all dressed up in my suit and everything like that. And they were playing the classic MLM music. They're playing the dun da 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 da. They're playing the warm-up music right
The
at
pump
the
up.
front,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was like, "Oh, I know what this is." And then because we're the session that we're having is for a bunch of normal people, not just people who are already in the organization. We have a bunch of people in plain clothes and whatnot. There's snacks, everything. There's a whiteboard up. There's a projector screen up and everything. And then when they start doing the pitch, hey, you want to be a senior managing director? You know what that means? That means we take you to Vegas every year. Every year we're gonna go to Vegas for a week. We're going to a conference. It's basically a vacation. You get to meet the boss of the company. I can't even remember what his name is. And I was just like, oh,
You get to meet the boss.
that's exactly like Amway. And I was like, oh shit, I'm just in another Amway here.
Oh no.
And it was just sort of like, oh, but the products are real, but I just don't want to do it this way. So
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was pretty much when I realized it was just sort of like, I made a little bit of money here, but they want to raid my black book in a way that's, more painful than it was me selling energy drinks. Like insurance policies are like two grand a year for most people. You know what I mean? Like that's
and then they do pay out. They do pay out.
They do. I mean, if they pay out, if they pay out, like it's not, and it's like we were selling policies from legit insurance companies, right? But these are policies that banks don't sell. These are very, very specific. Like you're going to tailor it. It's going to be a little bit more custom than what you're going to get if you go to a bank or if you go to any other like regular insurance policy, because there's the personal touch. You're not ordering this online. I'm going to go through your finances.
Right.
I'm going to go through all of your investing and everything like that to see what sort of insurance policy and subsequently investment policy that you might need. So I'm going to go through that.
Do you know anything about People Helping People or Patrick Bet-David? Because we actually had him on the show once. Patrick Bet-David. He owns one called PHP. He also has a YouTube channel called Valuetainment. Very big channel, which, CoffeeZilla was basically saying that it's I was saying too, actually, we were both saying that it's basically like a money laundering, like a reputation laundering scheme. It's like on the one hand, he's getting rich.
Oh,
but then over here, he's like, rebuilding his brand and maybe he'll get out of it one day. What did you see with the older guys? Like, were they really making money, or was it like, at what point do people really like? Is it good? Because someone's getting rich.
Yeah,
So, like,
it's
who are
for
these top people?
sure like James Bond, and like I'm still on his email list. He emails me pretty much every couple of months to be like, "Hey, what's happening? Have a great Christmas or whatever." It's a hamster wheel. I would see guys show up like, yeah, expensive cars and whatnot. They have the suit, they have the watch, and I'm sort of like, "Oh, you're Lebanese. I know that watch. You got it off the back of a truck or something." Like, yeah, you this image is great, you know what I mean? But like I kind of sort of understand. And then I was looking at the kickback money and also at what the actual, because you're right. If you sell a policy, you pretty much have to wait long term for it to drip out to you. You know what I mean? So in order for you to keep your next year looking good, you have to hustle this year. You know what I mean? Because anything can happen. That person can cancel their policy. They could have a lapse on their payment, which will result in a cancellation of their policy anyway. There's so many things. So there's a bunch of policies that have been sold, but you have no idea how long you're actually going to be making that money for. It's a lot of money, but it's like you don't know if they're going to cancel it right away because they have a 30-day refund
Right.
policy where somebody can go, they can research it and be like, okay, I don't want to deal with you anymore, and that would happen. But it's just sort of like, yeah, you have to constantly be hustling to make sure that you can afford your that Maserati. I found out it's not his. It's not even his. He bought it for somebody. You know what I mean? Just because, like, yeah, he was making money, but then he got someone to do the leasing and the financing and stuff like that because his credit was shit. And so it's just like
Oh
he
my
bought it for
God.
someone else. It's his car, but it's not really
Yeah.
his car. Like it's a whole.
I know people
it's
like
a whole
that too,
situation.
where like
Yeah.
they have the thing on lease and it's like, it's not your car. Like you're just using it to brag or whatever, but
Yeah.
you're just going in debt. You're just like
Yeah.
wasting money on a car lease. It's like, go like buy a house. It just goes up in value. I hate cars, man.
Oh, I mean, I do a personal financial literacy workshop for teens and young adults, and it's one of the major sections of my workshop is, can you really afford a car? Do you
Don't get blamed.
really need it?
Yeah,
Do
yeah, yeah.
you really need it? And some people do. Don't get me wrong. Some people really do need their car. Like if you live out of the city or you drive for work, or if you're a certain type of sales or outreach or whatnot, you might totally need your car.
Yeah.
But if you live in any of the major metropolitan cities, if you're still going to work, or if you're still going to school, especially if you can get to work by transit, don't do it. Don't do it.
I think Scooty and Transit is going to be me back downtown. Like I got to come
Yeah.
back and I got to go Scooty and Transit. Because we basically, so Cliff and I are doing comedy downtown for the people that are watching in the congregation. And make sure you support Cliff's Instagram channel. He's throwing up shows all the time in the city. I'm going to be doing more shows. I have a show August 4th. I'm going to Podfest in like 2 weeks with Abbas Wahab, who's on the show.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
nice.
both going. But make
Immigrant
sure you
section.
support Cliff. But yeah, when I'm downtown, dude, I feel like right now, downtown Toronto comedy is like Bloor Street is the comedy district, and then you got
Right now.
something fancy over there on Bloor West.
Yeah, right now I've been doing the city bikes back and forth. That's
City
that
bikes?
day that you saw me, I actually hit 5 shows, basically.
Good
Just
job.
on a bicycle, bro.
And you're working in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, God is great, dude. That's great, man. So where can people check out? Like, I guess Instagram is the best place to check you out. And
Yeah, Instagram is where everything's gonna be. Cliffy's so funny. I'm doing a show next Thursday at the Comedy Lab. It's called Heat Wave Comedy. We've got the legendary Kenny Robinson headlining.
Wow.
So if you know comedy, if you know Canadian comedy, that's like the guy. He's like one of the OGs. So come out and see him for sure.
Dude. So on your YouTube channel, you have, and I think I linked to your YouTube channel too, but you have, I think a clip you did at the Nubian show, which is like a black comedy show in Toronto. How was your set? I guess it was good if you put the clip up.
Dude, it was phenomenal. And I think that was my second time doing it. The first time I did it, like every comic will tell you, like first time doing Nubian, sometimes it's just like it was scary. It was scary as fuck. And so the second time I did it, I actually hired somebody to come and record it.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I thought you were going to say you hired someone to watch your comedy or something. I was like, are you doing that?
No, because I hired him to get like the good sound, the good video, and everything. Yeah, there he is, Kenny. And I got some newcomers. We got Jesse Olsen, we got Zayn Ali, and we got legends like Ernie Vicente and Bougie B. Bougie.
Bougie B. Bougie. I think she wants to do the podcast soon too. But Zane, this is a great lineup, dude. This is killer. Thanks for putting this on for the community, brother.
Yes, of course, of course. I mean, listen, the lab, the comedy lab, it's literally the hottest new club in the city. And so I was talking to you. There's a whole bunch of clubs that popped up. We got nothing fancy. Backroom is sick. I really do like it there. Comedy Bar has their second location. Winona's there. Tall Boys is basically a comedy club now. But like the lab, their Thursday, Friday, Saturday lineup, it usually every week it's fire.
Rips. Fire. Fucking right, dude. I got to get on that shit. That's great. Dude, thanks for coming. Last words I'd say is what would you like how did you get out, and what kind of advice would you have for someone who's like stuck in MLM? Because we do have a lot of people who get stuck in the shit.
I mean,
like stuck really like that.
The main thing that why people get stuck in it is because you're making a little bit of money in there.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, if it can support your lifestyle, like if you can, and usually the problem is just like once you have downlines and they are making money for you, like either they're recruiting people into your line, and so they're buying product or they're selling product, whatever, right?
It's
if
like a
you're
blood
already in there, 100%.
You're like signing contracts. You're going to these things. It's like you got to get brainwashed and be in, or like you got to get out, I guess.
Yeah. And I was even supposed to tell you there was another one that I almost got pulled into here, and it was over in Scarborough, where it wasn't for life insurance, it wasn't for skincare products. This was for hydro. There was like a new hydro company. No, like
hydro. I know those ones. I almost signed up for one of those too.
The energy, whatever it is, and it's like, we're gonna get you energy efficient bulbs. We're gonna switch you over to this new company that's cheaper than Toronto Hydro. We're gonna get you new windows that's gonna help the heat from escaping. No, it was all direct sales. And
I know some comics that were doing that on the phone line for a bit. They were doing like, like I do calls for this guy who does like energy sales or whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place. And I went to the seminar for it, and it was this Jamaican guy actually who pulled me in. He's like, "You're a smart guy, you know what's up." And the problem was I didn't really.
You are in the community. Come.
Yeah, I didn't super understand some of the products or how it was that we were making the money. I didn't really get it. I was like, if they're paying for the hydro and we're just switching them from Toronto Hydro over to this other company, and it's supposedly less money, where does the money come from to pay us? And it didn't really make any sense. And they were like, well,
you're like, there is none. It's so little. Okay, that one I joined. That one I didn't join, but I did it for like a day because the training was the first day. But it was an all phone call. And you can go door to door if you want, but it was phone call, and we would call and be like, "Hey, do you want to buy wholesale gas?" Well, what we do is and then they just give you a script, and you're like, we put you on a gas program that will actually save you $50 a month up to for like whatever years, and it is.
So they had told me, they were like, the thing you're gonna do, because I was doing sales in a store at the time, and I was one of their top sales guys, and they're like, well, you're gonna go door to door because people are gonna see you, they're gonna like you, you have a great smile, blah blah blah. And I was sort of like, you guys are pressing this too much, too much for me, you know what I mean? So I to be honest, like when they had explained it, and it was the same thing, they were like, you're gonna need to come to our office at like Midland and something. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
I'm out. Yeah. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, you could have got me when I was younger, but like as I get older, I'm like, I don't go that far for dates. Like, I don't care.
No, I'm not going out there to have sex. I'm gonna come out there just to make like it's you're making like $100 a month when you start. And once again, it's the more people who stay on the program for longer, that's how you make more money. And it was just sort of like, oh, you're gonna hit a whole block. And they were doing the math up on the whiteboard. They're like, you're going to hit this block. There are 35 houses on this block. Let's say you get 10 of them. That's $500 a month you're going to be making right there. And it's just like, you're not going to get 10 of those houses. You're not going to get 10 people.
Did they put up the checks? Did they put up people's checks? And you're like, look, this guy's making this much money. This guy's making it. You could be like Dave. You could be
even worse. They're like, they have the pictures of the guy, and they're like, and he's here tonight. And the guy stands up in his suit, he's having a latte or something. And you're supposed to go over and talk to him and be like, hey, how did you do that? And the thing that they don't tell you, because I did talk to one of those guys after, the thing they won't tell you is what he did. He went to a new development in like Caledon, and he pre-sold everything there before people even like moved in. You know what I mean? So it's just sort of like, he was getting them early.
He's just getting, you know what it is? Sometimes with those things, you just got to position yourself in the right spot. So it's like, the guy who's making the real estate. It's like, yeah, so in order to complete your thing, you got to get your lawyer, talk to my hydro guy and do this. And it's like the other two things you have to do. And then he's just like in the middle there. He's like, yeah, I can sign you up for a hydro plan. We got a wholesale hydro plan. We're giving these guys a deal. Don't worry about it. And then, he just signs them up right up top. I bet, I guess if it's in a new subdivision, it's almost like they just think that's the plan there. They're like, I guess that's the neighborhood's plan.
I think that's sort of what he did, because it's like there's no territories or anything like that. There's no territories.
Imagine someone has a regular gas line and they're like, the neighbors are like, "What are you doing, man? Sign up."
I mean, it can be possible. So it was just sort of like, the only way you're making money, and they would press this. They would press this a lot. They'd be like, you have to look for specific opportunities. You have to figure it out, because that's how this guy is making. And I think he was making something like $3,000 a month off of like residual income. As long as people stay on the program, he's making the money, right?
He's making the
and so it's
residual,
just like, but there's no guidelines, They're like, oh, you're gonna go down into Cabbage Town and try and convince all of these people to switch over their hydro. That's never gonna happen, bro.
Yo, that hookup on the new development, that's the hookup, dude. That's so smart. Like, you get enough, and then you turn the power. You flip the power, and now you're the one. Now you go around like, what is this guy doing with the Enbridge plan? Woo, you loser! Look at him. He's in the past. It's like you can go rip him at that point.
100%.
Sick, dude. So you're doing a show tonight?
Tonight, I'm gonna be hosting the Epiphany Caribbean restaurant. They have a comedy show with a DJ. It's gonna be me and Jesse Singh headlining, so that's gonna be a pretty sick show.
That's sick, dude. Where is it? Is Epiphany? It's called Epiphany.
It's up at like Finch West. It's deep. So if anybody is in the hood, come out. They got some bomb food. I'm gonna be having the oxtail, of course.
Yeah. I feel like I've done shows there, and it's probably not the same place or anything, but it's probably like exactly the same. You know what I mean?
The same type of place. Like every Caribbean restaurant has some sort of holy name. It's Epiphany. It's Paradise. It's Exaltations. It's something. You know what I mean?
Exaltations. I like
Heavenly Taste over in Mississauga. I did a couple shows there. It's great.
Wow, the Indian people do all kingly stuff. They do Taj Mahal, King Palace, Sweet Bahar, or something like that. It's like 10 things that all mean,
All the Asian stores are always like, it's sort of spiritual golden pagoda, like I mean the spiritual gate or something like that. Over in Montreal, that a place that I went to that was just called The Shrine, and it was honestly some of the worst Chinese food I've ever had.
You're insulting the Buddha, the shrine.
The shrine. I don't know at all.
That's silly, dude. Yo, thanks for coming, man. You got to come back. Come back and we'll review. We can review some MLM videos in the future if you want.
Oh fuck yeah, man! I wanted to get into some more organic gold stuff, but it's just like whatever.
Yo, send the videos, man. It's good content. It is good karmas for the internet, because dude, people are signing up for it. It's crazy. The anti-MLM scene is hot.
Anti-MLM is huge. I'm part of that subreddit, and they're all about the Sensi and the essential oils and whatever else they got, and the knives, the Cutco knives. I had a friend who worked for Cutco for like all of a month, and then she was just like, oh, this is the hugest scam ever, because it's like knives are not something that people buy like that.
You're not buying.
You got a set of knives. You're not buying another set of knives.
It's like your knives are so shitty that they're like, they'll be dull in a month. Get on the subscription. It's like, okay, well then
you really need the chef level. You need the hibachi chef level knives, don't you? These $350 knives. You don't,
dude. But the hibachi chef level knife on subscription. That's so dumb, dude. You don't know how to use it.
Whatever.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we got to do some show. I'm sure we'll be on some shows this summer. I'm coming back to this video. So
hit me up.
Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks for coming.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Peace. Later. All right. Well, that's Clifford. Not Clifford. Clif Knight. Cliffy's so funny. What a great guy, dude. 4. It is like so Caribbean. They're so hard. They're so tough. Yesterday, someone was telling me about this soccer coach in Mississauga, and he's like, hey, you don't work hard enough. Like, he's just screaming. They're 6. They're 5. He's like, hey, your boy Tyler, he lazy. Look at him, lazy. Hustle, bomba. Like, he's just yelling, but they're like 6 years. And if they get injured, like, boy, you ruined me. Boy, you ruined my whole business. Like, he's just yelling at the kid. He's injured. He was saying, my buddy was saying that this guy got injured at his soccer field. And then the guy's mom was huge. And she just said, "Oh, Lord." And she just like passed out and just like bounced around, passed out. And then this coach is the only one. Kids crying. It's not a bad injury. It's like nothing. Kids crying, mom's out, and then the owner of the place goes, "Boy, you ruined my whole business, boy. Boy, you ruined my whole business. Stop your crying." Like, just ripped them, dude. It's like, no, it's a lot of pressure, dude. The West Indian community, their communities are very, very, very like, you have to fucking. You don't have 5 jobs, you're garbage, man. You're nothing. You're weak. Like, dude, there's actually this old sketch comedy show called In Living Color. And it was like a black sketch comedy show. And they had one like West Indian Jamaican sketch. And the whole sketch was called, "Hey, man." And then everyone would just come into the room and they would be like, "Hey, Trudy, what are you doing?" And then the girl would be like, "What am I doing? I got 7 jobs, boy. And I have 4 kids. I take care of my kid. I do my 7 jobs. What are you doing? You're doing nothing." "Oh yeah, I have 9 jobs." And then it's just like the whole sketch, like everyone comes in. It ends with a guy, like the dad has the most, like the dad's like, "It's nothing. I had 25 jobs at your age, and I had 55 jobs at your age. You're both nothing." And he would just like come and rip them both. Like that was the sketch. It's a classic. That's so, dude, the walk off rips. When I get to walk off, there is something about the energy. Since I've been ripping standing up, like I used to finish a rip and go to sleep. Now I finish a live stream, I go for a hike. I'm going out. I pick up, I get phone numbers. I leave the thing, I go out, and I'll just meet someone on the street and I'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" "Yeah, I just did a podcast." "Oh my God, you did a podcast?" And they love it, dude. That's all you need. That's it. Are you getting out in the community, huh? Is everyone getting out in the community, huh? No, this is a great service today. Actually, we got a couple of ashram announcements actually that we do have to mention today, and I can see the ashram announcements. They are here. You know what? What are we doing? What are we doing? Done. Story. Let's show you some of those. Oh, this is a new thing that we're working on actually here. This is the new intro graphics for Cult Rehab. Yeah, it's a ripper. Like, look at this footage. So we're putting together like all this footage, and it's like, one man is standing back against the cults, only here on Cult Rehab. The audio, this is such great stuff though. The footage is amazing. And yeah, Cult Rehab is our #1 show. But like I said before, as I mentioned before, we are a church of loving kindness, of unconditional forgiveness and loving kindness. And what we want to do is we want to have offerings that really reflect that. So Cult Rehab, it's great karmas. I mean, look at these psychos, right? Look at these maniacs. I mean, I don't know whether to have a boner or call the police. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a boner right now. I think it's interesting. I'm a cult addict, as they say. I like the topic. I like to talk to the people who have come out. And I think we're doing some incredible karmas here. So make sure you give yourselves a round of applause. You did great today. Everyone did some great karmas today. Look at all these great karmas. Mac23806 is here. Ocho Cinco is laughing and he's smiling. And then this, obviously, we have to change. I was like, yo, those things at the end, I was like, that's more of a murder mystery. And I think we're going to go, the thing that we're doing is, oh my God, the new drip logo, sexy. The new drip ads, sexy. So like I was saying, though, Cult Rehab, it's like, it has a vision. It has a direction. It means something. It's good for the culture. It's good for the community. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna uplift the survivors, and we're gonna roast. We gotta roast these sinners, bunch of sinners, acting like they're working for God. We know they're not. We know here in the community, we know they're not. So I think Cult Rehab, great. We know exactly what the service is. We know exactly what we're doing for the community. We know exactly what we're doing for the culture, quite frankly. So that's good. Now, what's the other system that we got to do? The next one is the public forgiveness. And I think that's going to be a very powerful service that we will soon be offering here on the channel. A very powerful service. And it is called, wait, where is it? Public forgiveness. Make sure you start signing up for public forgiveness. And that's it. And whether you feel like you've done something wrong, or you need to forgive, whether you need to forgive someone else because they were foolish and they know not what they did, and they did an attack on you, you forgive them because they could be taking up 20-30% of your mental energies. You know what I mean? So you come on the show, we'll talk about it, we'll forgive them, but we'll also prescribe you, like, these are the karmas that you must do to overcome this. Some karmas maybe you have to do. Maybe you're doing stuff that's maybe bringing it in, but overall, we will forgive them. But then more importantly, what did you do? Did you hurt someone? Did you kill someone? Did you slap someone in the face? What is your sin? Come in and confess your sin so that you can be forgiven, so that I can forgive you. Because like, as we've seen before, look, I got the training. I got the, where is it? Look, you know, I got the training, you know, I got the certificates, right? And it's all here. Hold up. Let me play some outro music. Actually, you know what I didn't get to play today?
What can I say? Tough titties.
Didn't get to play the sound effect. But you know what I have to say about that?
What can I say? Tough titties.
That's a good sound effect, right? You know who that is? That is none other than Mashila Ananda. Can everyone hear that? Did y'all hear that, tough titties? Y'all hear that, tough titties? So now whenever someone comes on here and they go, oh, no, I'm hurt. I did this and now this happened to me. We can say,
what can I say? Tough titties.
If anyone comes after me, if anyone tries to cancel me, imagine someone tries to cancel me and I go, oh, you don't like my behavior. Oh.
What can I say? Tough titties.
Did you guys hear that? Can anyone hear that? I sin every day. Helps him. Fern, you sin every day? Well, then sign up for Cult Rehab, Fern. You know it's right there. bit.ly/public forgiveness. Sign up for it. Diddler, who'd you diddle? Sign up for it, Didier. Sign up. And I can read it, or you can do a call-in. And I think that's going to be a very powerful program for the community, for the culture, because I know a lot of people, they need forgiveness. If you're walking around feeling guilty, what did you do? Maybe you didn't follow through on something. You screwed up. You did something. You got to forgive it, or you will never be able to overcome that problem in your life. Yeah, no, that's true. Listen, that's the teachings, people. That's the teachings. That is the Buddha's teachings, and it's the Buddha's most powerful technique. So we will do it here on the show, public forgiveness. You call in. I don't care what you did. You slapped someone in the face. You killed someone. You punched them. You stabbed them in the back. Metaphorically, I don't care if you did it metaphorically. I don't care if you did it physically. You stabbed them in the back. Guess what? You come here, you get the forgiveness, and that's it. Does it mean I'm not going to roast you and say, hey, man, you stabbed someone? How could you do this? Like, I'm going to say that. But we will come to a place of forgiveness, even on that. Even on that. Dude, this is the best rip.
What can I say? Tough titties.
You know, so you come in here, you say, I lost everything, Babaji. I lost everything. I have nothing anymore. And they say, well, you did commit a sin, didn't you? You did commit a sin. Well, you know what I think, and you know what my Ananda thinks.
What can I say? Tough titties.
Tough titties, pal. Tough titties. So, yeah, make sure you sign up for Cult Rehab. Neil says forgiveness is key. Yes, great karmas, dude. Great karmas. Hold up. Let me play a nice little track. Track. This is a good track. How's that volume level? Is that good? Gorilla Axe says, I'm so high. God is great, baby. Be high, and be closer to God. Why don't you all be high and be closer to God? That's great, Gorilla Axe. That's great. I did some cringy stuff in high school. I need forgiveness. Fern, call in. I can forgive it. What did you do? Did you follow someone home? Just cool it, Fern. Call in. We can find forgiveness for you. It's fine. By the way, Didier is pronounced Didier, I feel like. Didier. Wow, that's really good. It's a lot better than Diddler. YH, it's good. Good. Yeah, but that's going to be a great idea, eh? Public forgiveness. And then so then next on the schedule, though, tomorrow we have great comic coming in the whitest white dude you ever meet from Alberta. From fucking rip and dip rock and roll Alberta. And almost converted to Islam. So I think that's going to be very cute and very hilarious and very silly. And so that's going to be a silly episode tomorrow, 1 p.m. Tomorrow, back at a regular time. Neil, thank you so much for coming early today. But listen, tomorrow I said it has to be at 1 because my Neil is here and he needs at 1 p.m. And what else was I going to say? Stevelo Carvalho. Let's support the digital SRM. Oh, yeah, dude. Support it, baby. Just like that. What do you think? Babaji doesn't have muscles? You think Babaji's not working out? No, Babaji's working out. And Babaji's hollering at these bitches. And, oh, dude, it's going to be a sexy fucking summer. A lot of events, a lot of great guests coming on. You know, public forget the karmas are incredible that really all of us are doing together. These are incredible karmas. You know what I'm saying? People coming in, talking about their experiences, ripping them, calling them out. That's what you need. That's what you need. I think we had a great discussion today. And then, of course, Natalie's going to be back on Sunday for her first time second cult rehab episode. And she's sent me about 500 emails that I got to review. And it's full of great content, though. The Jehovah's Witness stuff alone is fucking popping. And then there's a bunch of shit in there. So that's going to be a great episode. Thanks, everyone. Great karmas. You are loved. Is it safe to use minoxidil? I think so. I've had it. It's good. I like it. Minoxidil. Yeah, I'd say it's the safest one out of any productivity thing. I think it's the safest. It's better. It's not as bad as Adderall even. Like Adderall I heard is fine, I guess. Actually, great that you mentioned that, Stelvio Carvalho. That's good that you mentioned that because Elon Musk just put out a tweet saying that he doesn't think SRIs are a good idea. I think SRIs are the ones that you don't want to do. But this is not an SRI. This is very gentle. Listen, if Babaji does it, you know it's some gentle shit. Okay? Babaji's not doing cocaine. Babaji's not doing heroin. I do very fun, happy stuff. Mushroom, little bit, microdose. God is great. Weed, yes, God is great. This is good for the culture. You know, it might be a human need to get high and to alter our state of consciousness, to drink alcohol, to do these things. It might be part of our human nature. It might be one of the basic needs that we have. And you can see it in people who don't do shit like that. They're fucked up in some other shit, okay? Don't be one of these goody two-shoes. Hey, just have respect! Don't be one of these goody two-shoes. Because these goody two-shoes, we've said it 100 times. The people who act the most righteous are the biggest sinners, aren't they? They're the biggest sinners. So if you get too righteous, that's why I remember when I was in university, I quit drinking alcohol. And this guy was like, what are you, a terrorist? And I said, hey, don't say terrorist. But because he was like such a Canadian guy, like he loved alcohol. He couldn't stop the alcohol. He was like, alcohol is our gift from God. Like he was like, how dare you stop alcohol? This is terrorism. He was basically saying, you're terrorizing my morality because I don't want anyone quitting it. That's what he was really saying. But yeah, then a lot of times those people who quit everything, they are the terror. I mean, I'm not saying they're all terror. Listen, it might be something that we need as a culture, as humanity. But I think eventually I will get to the point. We need a podcast with an Indian Uncle ASAP. Neil says, yeah, bring one on, dude. That'd be great. Turbo Chad says, damn, what's up, Turbo Chad? Thanks for coming. Stevelo Carvalho, I would like to be a comedian as well, Amish. I was thinking of doing an open mic about MLM stuff. Yeah, I mean, do it. Oh, and get funky with this music. We're leaving after this track, dude. This track is such a ripper, right? It's Thursday, people. This guitar riff, this is just free track on YouTube. It's like life. It's like go and be in the dance, and it is bittersweet, but it will be great, and it will climax, and one day we will all come out and say, God is great. What a great gift of life it was. This is a good track, dude. I can't believe they just have this free on YouTube. It's a good track. Appreciate the 1 a.m. Baba. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Appreciate Turbo Chat. Yo, man, did you figure out how to make people YouTube mods? LOL. Oh, yeah, I did. Turbo Chat, you want to be a YouTube mod? Yeah, I figured it out. I made a couple of people YouTube mods. So, but I'll add you. I don't think we have a mod today. Wow. But nobody attacking the congregation either, so that's good. But Turbo Chat, I'll make sure I make you a mod again next time. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Outer next. I don't do any drugs and rarely drink except on occasion socially, but it's neither moral nor immoral. Yes. Outer next. Very good. Very good. No, but Outer next, you do get to a point where you go like, people will do these documentaries and say like, even sugar is a drug. And it's killing people and it's affecting our moods heavily. You know, and this is the mystery of life, brother. Even when you think it's not a drug, I've not done any drugs. But it is sugar. I'm not saying that you're eating a lot of sugar. I'm just saying, like, and then, you know, it's like Joel Osteen saying, like, well, getting angry. God knows that getting angry, that can be like a drug, can't it? That's what the Buddha says, and that's what Joel Osteen says too. If you get angry too much, that's also like a drug. Amish totally had a supply from Diligent Tavern for this life. Thanks, baby. Yeah. No, I just have God's energy in me, brother. I just have God's energy in me. Oh man, that's nice, dude. I started working out this week too. Oh, Habibis. Keep coming by. Keep supporting the show. You are loved. I got a private chat. Okay, sick. Sugar does have some seriously bad stuff. Yeah. I'm taking an L for buying Bitcoin 2 weeks ago. Habibi, burn. Sign up for public forgiveness. Everyone, sign up for public forgiveness. If you know someone, send it to people and be like, hey, you need forgiveness. Send it to them. Like, don't send it like that, but be like, hey, that person who attacked you, like, maybe this Babaji can help you forgive them and it will release it. I think this is going to be a fantastic freaking show, dude. Public forgiveness. Call-ins, public forgiveness. This is going to be a banger, dude. I love it. Thanks, everyone, for coming. You are loved. God is great, and you are loved. And make sure you dance in the weekend. Make sure you dance into the weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a joyous weekend. Dance in this life, in this creation of God. See you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time.